Anger. It's a universal human experience, that sudden surge of heat, the pounding heart, the overwhelming urge to react. It can consume us, destroy relationships, cloud judgment, and even harm our health. But what if I told you that anger doesn't have to control you? What if, instead of a destructive force, you could harness anger and use it to grow? Throughout history, great minds have grappled with this powerful emotion. Philosophers, especially the Stoics, have left us profound insights into managing anger and living a life of tranquility. In this video, we're going to unpack these timeless lessons and discover practical ways to transform anger from an obstacle into an opportunity. Stick around, because by the end of this journey, you'll not only understand anger better, but also gain tools to handle it like a Stoic master. To understand anger, let's break it down. Anger is often seen as a reaction to injustice or unmet expectations. It's triggered when reality doesn't align with what we believe should happen. But here's the catch. Anger doesn't stem from the event itself. It arises from how we interpret the event. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, explained this beautifully. It's not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them. Imagine you're cut off in traffic. Instantly, you might feel disrespected or outraged. But is it possible the other driver didn't even see you? Perhaps they're rushing to an emergency. Changing your judgment about the situation shifts your emotional response. This is the first key to managing anger. Question your interpretation. Now let's turn to Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and philosopher, who offers another perspective. He writes, "You will face meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly people. They are like this because they cannot tell good from evil." In other words, people's actions often stem from ignorance or their own struggles, not malice. Understanding this can help us replace anger with empathy. Seneca, another Stoic, delved deeply into the dangers of anger. In his essay, he called it the most hideous and frenzied of all emotions. He warned that anger clouds judgment and leads to regretful actions, harsh words, rash decisions, and sometimes violence. Seneca viewed anger as a form of temporary madness. This brings us to the next step: preparation. Seneca believed that the best way to manage anger is to prepare for it before it arises. He advised reflecting daily on potential triggers. Ask yourself, what situations make me angry? What people push my buttons? By identifying your triggers, you can plan your responses in advance. Here's a simple practice inspired by Seneca. At the end of each day, review moments when you felt irritated or angry. What caused those emotions? How could you have handled them better? This habit strengthens your self-awareness and equips you to handle similar situations in the future. Preparation also involves setting realistic expectations. Marcus Aurelius reminds us to anticipate challenges. He famously wrote, "Begin each day by telling yourself, 'Today I shall meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, deceitful, envious, and unsocial.' Instead of being surprised or offended when someone acts poorly, be ready for it." This mindset reduces the emotional sting of unexpected provocations. When anger arises, it feels all-consuming, as if it controls you. But here's the truth: you control your anger. It doesn't control you. The Stoics emphasize this point, teaching that our power lies in our ability to choose our reactions. Epictetus reminds us that some things are within our control, our thoughts, beliefs, and actions, and some things are not, like other people's behavior or external events. Anger often comes from focusing on what we can't control. The key to freedom is shifting our focus to what we can influence. Here's a practical example. Imagine your coworker takes credit for your idea during a meeting. Anger flares up, but pause. You can't control their actions, but you can control your response. Instead of lashing out, calmly clarify your contribution. In doing so, you assert your worth without being consumed by anger. Another powerful tool is the pause. When anger strikes, don't react immediately. Count to 10. Take a deep breath. This simple act creates a space between the stimulus and your response. In that space lies your power to choose a calmer, wiser reaction. Empathy is one of the most effective ways to neutralize anger. Think about it. When someone wrongs you, your instinct might be to judge or retaliate. But what if you paused and tried to understand their perspective? Seneca offers this wisdom. A wise man is free from anger because he knows what others are doing when they sin. People act out of fear, pain, or ignorance. They may be rude because they're stressed, selfish because they're insecure, or aggressive because they're hurting. Recognizing this doesn't excuse bad behavior, but it helps you respond with compassion instead of fury. Here's a simple exercise to cultivate empathy. When someone angers you, ask yourself, what might this person be going through? This doesn't mean tolerating mistreatment, but approaching situations with a calm, curious mind rather than an angry heart. Modern science has confirmed what the Stoics knew centuries ago. Mindfulness reduces emotional reactivity. By practicing mindfulness, you train your mind to stay present and observe your emotions without being swept away by them. Try this mindfulness technique the next time you feel anger rising. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and notice the physical sensations of anger. Is your heart racing? Are your muscles tense? Label the emotion. This is anger. Simply naming it can reduce its intensity. Meditation also builds long-term emotional resilience. Start with just 5 minutes a day. Focus on your breath or repeat a calming mantra. Over time, you'll find it easier to stay calm in the face of triggers. Finally, let's talk about channeling anger constructively. Anger is often a signal that something needs to change. Maybe you're upset about injustice, unfair treatment, or unmet needs. Instead of letting anger consume you, use it as fuel for positive action. For example, if you're angry about a social issue, get involved in advocacy or volunteering. If you're frustrated at work, use that energy to improve your skills or seek new opportunities. When you channel anger into productive outlets, it becomes a catalyst for growth rather than a source of destruction. Anger is a powerful emotion, but it doesn't have to control you. By understanding its roots and applying the timeless wisdom of the Stoics, you can transform anger into an opportunity for growth. Remember, pause, reflect, empathize, and focus on what you can control. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe if you want more modern meditations.